The next few slides were really just photos that I took from my phone off the big screen. Okay, so just so you know what you're about to look at. Okay, now what is Vibe Rides? I'm going to give you an overview. More than likely, you've heard a little bit about it right now. What they're going to do is they're really going to kind of create a different paradigm, I guess, a paradigm shift in the ride share industry. They're going to do different things to where you can get additional safety. You're going to be able to choose your vibe is what they talked about. Okay, these are some of the things that will happen as this thing continues to evolve. You'll be able to choose the vehicles. You'll be able to when you click on the app as a rider, you will be able to choose your vehicle, the temperature you want in the car when you get there, the music that's playing, whether you want to have a conversation, whether you want to use a route. I mean, they've really thought about some very unique ways to create this for a rider experience that's going to be very unique. The other thing that they really did hit home on a lot was the additional safety, and they have a thing out there they're calling Girl Power that is, for women, obviously. You'll be able to choose whether you get a male or a female driver if you wanted to. It'll be able to track your route for other people can see your route. And they have these same features they'll have for the drivers, because there were women drivers that I picked that picked me and my wife up on the lift, and we asked them, hey, because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning with the one, or actually no, it's 3. It was 2:30 in the morning when they picked me up for the last one when we got off the cruise ship. And, we were asking them questions and stuff like that. And does it get rough or anything like that? And so this is another feature that they're adding for driver safety as well, in addition to that. Now, I didn't know this, but you're getting a quick understanding that the rideshare industry is really growing very fast. It's fairly new, obviously, just like a lot of things are fairly new. I mean, there's a lot of things that didn't exist 10 years ago that are now multi-billion-dollar markets and companies. If you think about it, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, most of these companies didn't even exist just a few years ago. Okay, so think about what's happening, and the rideshare industry is one of those things. I mean, obviously, we all know it started with Uber, and they were kind of first to market. But understand that there will always be people that come in and see, that blaze the trail, are the brand. But there will be people and companies that come in behind that are able to capitalize on this, okay? That's what's going to happen. Now, going along with why this is such a good thing for our company, and I hopefully I'll remember to say this multiple times so it sticks in your head, is one of the things that I was so excited about to see this quick launch of Vibe so quickly in our company's beginning stages was that it basically did what we said it was going to do, and not pigeonhole us into being branded as a travel company. Like I've said, a lot of you that are new on here, you haven't heard me say this, but what I wanted to tell you, and most of the time, is we are a technology company. Okay, we are a technology company. We will have multiple what they call verticals. Verticals would be just different services. So if you hear that phrase, that's what that means. We are a company that will have multiple verticals, okay? Transportation is the perfect one to add into the travel space. That transportation industry is 1 trillion by itself already. Now, there's a thing. Now, what's cool is this is something I learned this weekend. I did not know what this meant, so I pulled it up off of Google and I put a little thing on top of it. There's a thing going on right now called the gig economy. Because again, the markets have shifted. There's different things. People aren't making, long-term incomes in their jobs or careers like they used to before. And what gig economy means is, you can read that down there, a labor market characterized by the prevalence of short-term contracts or freelance work as opposed to permanent jobs. One of the, what was really cool is I've only used maybe 2 lifts in my life. And Stacy and I took probably 10 this weekend. And what was neat was the fact that we got to see experience at firsthand what it was. And every single person that we talked to about Vibe wanted information and wanted to sign up. Think about that for a second. When was the last time you had anything you'd ever done in any kind of business that 100% of the people said, yeah, I want more information? if they hadn't already heard from the other person. But what it was people are looking for other ways to supplement their income, and some people just choose to be drivers. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is this. Okay. So this is where the rubber meets the road. There's 3 ways to earn. And I'm going to walk you through setups. I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff tonight, so you'll know this. But the 3 ways to earn in the bottom left is somebody has the ability to earn when you drive. Okay. So somebody could just be a driver. Okay. You can earn when others drive, which what that means is you could recruit somebody to be a driver and earn off of that person driving. Or you also could earn when a customer rides. So let's recap that. A person could be a driver. Yes, they could obviously be an iBoomerang TSA/rep, but to keep it simple here, a person could just be a driver and earn money. You could refer a driver and make money off of all the drives that person does. And you could have the ability to earn when you refer a customer to ride. If you think about this, for instance, it's amazing. It's incredible, the size of the potential here of what we have with the travel space. Now, for a driver, listen closely. I want you guys, please pay attention when I'm going through these slides, because I'm not going to repeat myself in most cases. 75% of the base fare for drivers after their first 50 rides each month is what they're going to get. The important thing about that is this is a bigger percentage than what they get with Uber, Lyft, or any of the other smaller ones that are out there. This is one of the things that they were very excited about having the ability to tap into. Okay. Now, this was a slide, and I don't know if you can see this very well. If you're watching on your phone, you probably can't. Computer, maybe. But let me see if I can pull my mouse up real quick. Okay. So if you look right here at the top, this is, let's say somebody took a $100 fare, how it would be broken down. Okay. Right here, you'll see if you were the driver, you would earn $75 off of that $100 fare. Okay. The person who referred the driver, this is what this slide means. The person who referred this driver would make $3.12 off of that $100 fare that the driver did. You always want to give the bulk of the money to the person doing it, right? But because you just referred the driver, this is off of just one fare that could be that day, right? And $3.25 goes into what they call the drive share pool, meaning all of that money right there portions and gets paid upline to people who have done, referred the driver referrer kind of thing. The same thing happens over here. The rest of the money, the rider, if somebody goes in and the rider that gets into this car, okay, the person who referred that rider will make $3.12 off of that $100 fare, and the other $3.12 would go into the ride share pool. So if you add up the 3, the 3, the 3, and the 3, it's about 12.5% that's going in the upline is how that breaks down. So real quick, one more time, if you're the driver and somebody spent $100 on their drive, so they went maybe a few miles, you would make $75 off the 100. The additional $12 of that, or $12.50 or whatever it is, goes $3.12 to the driver referrer, whoever referred the driver. The rest of it goes into the pool for the upline. Whoever referred the rider gets paid $3, and the rest of that ride money goes there too. Okay, so that's kind of how that breaks down. So 12.5% of every ride into the drive share goes into the drive share program. If you think about the significance and the amount of money that can be paid on this on a daily basis, that's the income that can be generated on a daily basis, it's hard to comprehend. Okay, there's people that right now, some of you who aggressively go after this, a year from now, you're just going to be dumbfounded at the money you're going to have coming in. Okay, now let's switch gears. We're going to switch gears. So those two concepts right there were basically a driver could make some money and you could make some money on that. One of the other things someone could do is a driver, what we could say, could participate, or a person, one of us could do the same thing. You could actually create a driver fleet. It's just what we're doing right now. Like we're building an organization of travel, customer gatherers kind of thing. You can also build your rider base. Okay. Now, if you think about this, so this is a slide, and remember, every flight school, I promise you, this Saturday's flight school will go over this. Okay, Saturday's flight school, more than likely they'll go over a lot of this. But a Vibe Overdrive Ambassador, so that's what they're going to call him, Vibe Overdrive Ambassador. If this was you as an overdrive ambassador, okay, so let's say you're watching this, because I know a few of you are. You're a current driver and you see this as an opportunity and you sign up as an overdrive ambassador. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And you went out and got 3 drivers and you had 10 riders that you had signed up. Understand, this is something really, really powerful. I'm glad I remembered this. Once you sign up a customer, regardless of where that customer travels throughout the world, anywhere that there's the ability to use a Vibe ride, if they become a customer or use it, you're getting paid. Think about that for a second. That'll keep you up at night, right? But as an example, if you got 3 drivers and 10 riders, and that duplicated 3 who got 3 who got 3 who got 3, 7 generations, that'd be over 3,000 drivers. That equaled, if each driver maintained 20 riders as just customers, that's 32,000 riders in your customer base. If the average ride was only $15, mine averaged about $15, and I went about 3 miles on my rides with tip and all that stuff, right? But let's say average $15. A driver that built an organization of this right here would earn an additional, above and beyond anything out, of that on the drivers and that on the riders, for a total of nearly $150,000 a year without them driving. But there's a lot of them that will probably continue to drive. Okay. So if you think about this, literally we rolled in another company kind of basically inside of our already amazing company. Okay. This is just in addition and on top of everything else that's out there. Okay. Now, if somebody, and I'm going to explain this to you, so I'm going to go slow, but if somebody just wanted to be an overdrive, what we call an overdrive ambassador, Vibe Overdrive Ambassador from scratch, they're not in iBüümerang. Okay. You just found them and they just said, hey, this looks good. I want to be, I want to join as an overdrive ambassador. They would pay the $49 business registration, and they would pay the $200 for the overdrive pack, which comes with, and I know you probably can't see that, comes with their background check, vehicle inspection, 75% of the distance and charges after the 50 drivers, and boomerangs for them to gather customers as well, and an entire Vibe fleet management system. Okay, so that's how that works. If somebody chose to just only become a Vibe Override ambassador. Now, how do you sign up Vibe drivers? Okay, let's say you're running into somebody, you're in the car, you caught an Uber, you caught a Lyft, and you want to talk to somebody. Okay, here's how simple it is. In your back office, where you normally trigger your boomerangs, create your boomerangs and stuff, changed. There is now a thing in here called type of boomerang. Okay, you're going to see this looks different. The other thing that I will tell you is right now, you can't necessarily generate group codes for boomerangs. What you're going to do is you go in here and under type of boomerang, you click on it and it will give you to where you're going to either make a code for a travel customer, a Vibe rider, or a Vibe driver. You can't get customers right now because we don't have any drivers yet. So just ignore Vibe rider. It's going to be a while. Vibe driver is how you would get somebody to send them a code. You just put their name, just like we've always normally done. Same thing with the expiration and generate code. If you have any questions, you can always click right here in your back office. This is hyperlinked and a pop-up will come up. Now, here's how this works, okay? You're going to still send everybody that you sign up for an iGo code or a driver code will still always go to iGoBoom.com, but the page now looks different. The codes that they've created, the travel codes, the boomerangs that we have now in the back office are smart codes. So if you generate one through Vibe, it'll take them to the Vibe area. If you generate one for iGo, it'll take them to the iGo place, but we still only have to drive everybody to iGoBoom.com. So nothing changed. You still make a code like you normally did. You just add it to iGoBoom as you normally would, except the page just looks different, okay? So that's how you sign up customers. Now, let's talk about how to sign up a Vibe driver TSA. Now, what this means, and that's what the ambassador is. I forgot that they had the phrase, but I put in driver TSAs just so we can understand this. What I'm showing you is just solely if a person only wanted to sign up as a Vibe driver, ambassador, a Vibe driver ambassador, the overdrive ambassador, okay? What they do is you would send them to vibeoverdrive.com. Okay, vibeoverdrive.com. It will ask for the sponsor's name. So you would give them your name, okay? And then when they put your name in there, so somebody, I'm using this as an example, they would click it and they would find Mike Healy, city I live in, they'd select it and they would know that that's me. Once they've selected that I'm going to be your sponsor, they'll then fill this information out. I probably should have changed the name because this is, this is me giving the example, but I had the default settings and I just clicked it and did it. Okay, so my sponsor would be Mike Healy, and if this said Jane Smith filling this out, once they fill this out, they click on this, what then happens for that person that wants to be in Vibe Overdrive TSA, they'll then get, just like we normally do when we sign TSAs up, they'll get the verification of a 7-digit code texted to them in their on their cell phone, the mobile device that they put in there. Then once they click submit, it then will take them to this page where they then can get those. And if they want to continue, they click on add to cart. It takes them there where they fill out the information like they normally would, like anybody knows how to do. And boom, they are now in your area. Okay, they're now set up. The other thing is the Vibe Drive app for drivers only. For drivers only is available for them to download. Now, okay, so good news, bad news. What's coming? Good news is, and this is a terrible photo, but it's as good as it gets. Somebody else sent it to me. They'll have QR codes, things like that you'll be able to hand out, or a driver themselves will have a QR code, and they'll be able to just get customers to be customers for life and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so there's all kinds of cool things. And in fact, they'll be able to put these QR codes on cars, and people will be able to come right up and and take a screenshot or a QR it, and it'll add the information automatically. The other thing I want to tell you is there is a Vibe Rides Facebook page. I'd recommend that you sign, go like that page so that when they make notifications and stuff, you'll be able to go on here. So this will be separate from the iBoomerang page, but again, it's all under the same ecosystem or umbrella. Okay, so real important. Sign up for that. Now, good news, bad news. Good news, bad news. Who's ready for that? The good news is this thing's ready to roll. It's rolled out. We are not just a travel company. We are going into another vertical. The good news is it is available in Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. And in case you didn't know it, Miami has over 400,000 people that live there. Fort Lauderdale, I think, has 200,000. Tampa has nearly 400,000. Orlando has over 300,000. I looked it up before I got on this call. Okay, so those are massive markets to do this. These are currently the only cities that people can sign up as drivers and actually will be able to drive. Okay. You can sign up a driver in, let's say, North Dakota, but they probably won't be able to get anything set up or at all in any case. Okay. But right now they're focusing on the Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. And if you didn't know this, as I'm recording this on, I think today's the 10th of December, that this week there are events going on, presentations, I believe tonight in Tampa, and Orlando, I think the next day, or it already happened, something like that. Okay. The other thing is February, there will be another Vibe launch in Houston, Texas. Obviously, they're going to then open up the Texas market. Houston, as well as Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, Metroplex area. All these things are about to open. Okay. Now, if you're forward thinking, you could obviously recruit people in these places. Get the pre-launch going, that kind of thing. And if somebody does sign up with those packages and so on, it will pay out the commission. There's $100 of that of commissionable volume from the thing that goes in there. Okay.